Just a little bit ago, you saw Dennis Kohr on Little Miss Leadfoot, and now we are back with Kevin Kohr, which is Dennis's son, and
Go BevDog.
and a competitor of mine, actually, in juniors, and not soon, actually, I'm not going to be racing you.
Probably not, no.
No, not at all.
No.
Can we do it for fun, though?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Can we, bet a couple $100?
Maybe like a couple of dollars.
How about since you're doing my body work, how about free paint?
I'm still on a couple of dollars.
I'm trying here.
These are expensive.
I'm trying here. So let's get into it. So we raced together in juniors a lot. We actually battled it out for New Media Track Champ. When was that? What, 2016?
Yeah, 16, I think.
16? Yeah. I remember that. I was very mad at you.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, I was very, very mad. But I think, didn't it come down to that one last race of the season?
Yeah,
It did.
Yeah, I was really starting to fall apart. You were really doing well. It's like, this isn't going to end well.
I think it came down to did we race first round that day? Or was that a different race?
I remember we had each other a couple first rounds that year.
We did, yeah. That was annoying.
Yeah.
That was not fun. We'd always get, on the ladder, it was always us first round.
Yeah, or second round,
Yeah,
straight
or
out
second
buybacks.
round.
It's like
Yep.
one of us was going to be done for the day. So.
Weren't you known as the buyback king?
Oh, yeah, that's why.
Don't you have an Instagram page
Yeah,
on that?
yeah, I call myself the buyback king a little bit.
Yeah, why is that?
I remember the one year, it's like I just kept losing first round. It's like, I'm buying back. And it's like, I'll get back in. It's like, okay, just got to keep rolling with that momentum. And it's like, and that's pretty much how it works out.
Did you always win off buybacks?
Yeah, I think I won multiple races the one year off of buybacks. It didn't count for points, but it's like, it's good for the money, so.
So for those who don't know, so in points, you do points in juniors. Points are huge in juniors. Points are still big in big cars, but I feel like it's more for the money in big cars. But juniors in points, every round you win, you get a certain amount of points. And so you would be dubbed, track champ if you got the most amount of points at the end of the season. So when you lost first round, you had the opportunity to buy back in. It was like $20 to buy back in. Yeah. And you could get back into second round and you'd race, but you wouldn't get any points. So Kevin would always lose first round, probably get 10 points for that weekend, and then buy back in and then basically win the whole thing for, I don't know, they pay out maybe $200.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, so he'd get the money but not the points. And it's still a win-win, but I hated buybacks. I refused. I'd always get mad if I had to buy back in. But every time I bought back in, I'd win, and I'd go rounds. And it's like, why couldn't I just, done that first round?
Yeah.
But no. So the next question I have for you is, so you moved up into big cars in what year?
I'd say I kind of started out in the street car a little bit when I was right at 16. Yeah. And then kind of 2018 I moved into a faster foot brake door car, of course.
Right.
Mopar, of course.
Oh, of course. Can't stream away from that.
Oh, yeah.
So what was your first?
I did that a little bit. The thing is, that was kind of coming in as I was getting my driver's license. So it's I didn't really have any interest in junior street just because I think it was 1 year that they had it, and just where we were racing is they just didn't have the crowd right away. It's still kind of building up.
It was starting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't really, because I remember I raced my mom's Challenger in junior street during the divisionals, and I think I made it to. I was runner-up.
Yeah.
I was runner-up. I think there was 4 cars, and I was runner-up. And I remember the finals. I was standing on the brakes, and that car was breaking the beams. I think I red lit 1,000. Yeah. So I have no idea. What?
Who was your competitor?
I have no idea.
It was me.
It was you?
Yeah, it was
me. Wait, it was you?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. And you won the divisional race.
Yeah.
That's actually
I watched her
really
spinning in the other lane. It's that's not going well.
That was so funny. Wait, was that when we needed our parents in the passenger seat?
Yeah.
I remember my dad yelling at me. He was like, stand on the brake, stand on the brake. And I'm like, I literally am. I'm off the seat standing on the brakes.
I always used to kick my dad out because he'd probably give advice. I won't say terrible advice. He'd give advice, but
leave it at that.
Yeah,
Advice.
But
That's so funny. Yeah, no, my dad would be yelling at me down the track, be like, lift, come on, he's up on you. I'm like, Dad, please stop. So what was your first car getting out of juniors, your first door car?
I'd say like once I was totally done with juniors, my first door car is my 1965 Dart. That it was kind of my mom's car beforehand, but we did a bunch of changes, so it's like I don't really consider it her car. It's like she never ran it like that.
So did you work on it yourself too, like in the shop and stuff?
Yeah, like the first thing I did is I changed the hood around to a cow hood, just because we didn't really like the scoop that was on it. It seemed like it was getting inconsistent, so I wanted to do something different, something better,
right? And
so I could go out and try to win.
Right. So how well did you do in that car?
Still racing that car. It's pretty decent. I won a couple races, but just what I want to do with it, it seems like I'm always changing it and trying to figure out what I want to do. So,
right. Yeah. So it's kind of just like see what you want, see what you don't want, sort of thing. Yeah. So you're now building a Demon.
Yeah, this car.
So what are you gonna do with that car?
Probably gonna move the Dart. Get ready to like get the Dart to try to be like one class only car, and then this one class only, and try to do like 50-50, maybe like 75-20. Just try to figure out what I want to do, and then go from there.
So what class are you racing?
I'll probably run this in foot brake / pro.
Okay.
And probably the Dart in top ball / super pro. So.
That's something I really want to do. Is I want to be able to race two classes at some point. But I think it's cool to be able to race like two separate classes and like, cause you're constantly racing. Like you're like in the lanes for one class, go down the track, have to come back, hop in your car, go back. I mean, I know it's not like hot lapping, but like you're constantly like on the track. Yeah. And I like the amount of like seat time you get with that too. Cause I remember like in juniors, you went from like track to track to track. Like, did you like go back and forth to tracks, or did you stay at like just New Media?
Like first I started out at like Beaver, and then we went to New Media to race, and like traveling around like Bristol. But it's like I never like went to like one track for one day, and then one track to another. With the junior, I have like now in the door cars, but other than that.
Yeah, because I remember in juniors we'd race New Media, because before New Media did double points weekends, we'd race New Media Saturday and then pack up and go to Englishtown on Sunday, and I would be constantly getting that like seat time. And I think seat time is like so important when it comes to racing, because like just to get acclimated with the car and just like know what you're doing, because like you had the chance to race like the door car in juniors and like kind of like understand it, and like transitioning from like juniors to like a dragster, like having that seat time is like so like important to know like about like the car and stuff like that. What was your favorite race in juniors?
In juniors, it has to be Bristol.
Yeah, I kind of knew that. I knew that coming.
Yeah. There were some races that kind of are close, like the big divisional that we have for our divisional.
But I like Beaver Springs a lot.
That was fun. But the Bristol race, it was 10 days. It was 10 days of madness.
Oh, yeah, that's so true.
No,
that's so true.
Yeah, but other than that, the divisional, it was very fast-paced. I like the fast-paced races where it's like we're doing a race a day. Bristol, we did like we start out races a day, and then it's like, okay, we're going very slow.
Yeah, it's like, when it comes to the big race. Because it's like, what is it? It's first time shot, then qualifier, and then first round, and then done after that. And then the next day is like the full race. Yeah, I didn't like that either, because like it kind of like messed up because like the weather is such a huge like aspect, and like your dial, like you don't know what you're gonna run that day, and you start out for second round, like that's kind of like I remember that was stressful. So unless you want to talk about it, I know we talked to your dad about it, but it's either a say or don't say sort of thing. But do you want to talk about racing strategy?
Cheat. Other than that, probably just have a strategy and just be comfortable.
Right.
That's the thing.
What do you like to do? Unless you want to say it. Do you like to hold? Do you like to be honest? You like to hold. That's just it.
I like to be honest and hold a lot.
That's funny.
Yeah, I want to try to like do my own thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'll listen to suggestions, but it's like I'll like
You're
not.
on
I
it,
probably
yeah.
won't listen to
Yeah,
suggestions
you'll
also.
be like, yes, them to death. Be like, okay, cool, and then just
Yeah.
do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you should. Next, I gotta get better at these. So you've been helping your dad around the shop a lot, and obviously he said that he wants you and Kyle, to take it over at some point. What was your first kind of solo job without your dad? Kind of just like, I mean, I'm sure he's always looking over your shoulder while you're working, but what was like your first like kind of like solo job?
I'd say, like for customer stuff or for like my stuff.
Customer stuff.
I'd say customer stuff. I did like, I like we go very into detail on the cars, and it's like.
You have to. Right?
Yeah, and it's like on the rotisserie, just doing the underside. It's like that's something that I really like to do because it's something very particular, and that's what I kind of started out doing. I think it was on a '69 Charger. I was sanding on the underside, just making sure everything was ready to paint, and that's how I kind of got started out here.
That's cool. So, are you more of like, do you like the painting side of it? Like the body work of it rather than like the mechanics of it?
I like the body work, and like to me painting and body work can kind of be separate because it's like painting is all done in the booth,
right,
where body work is done like out in the shop, like hopefully not creating too much dust, but it's like I like the body work just because like that's how things take shape. That's like the most important part, I feel.
Right, and you're getting set up to paint
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I feel like paint is so short where it's like I can't really like I like looking at the colors, but I don't really like doing anything like trying to spray it on and then messing up something. And it's like I worked that hard for that one little screw up.
Yeah, so you like very like in particular, like very like particular, like specific kind of like. I mean, it goes either way because like even like the mechanical work. Like, what does Kyle like to do? Does he?
He does the mechanical
work. So
work.
you're like two peas in a pod at that point. So you got one side, you got like the body work and the paint, and he's got the mechanic part of it. And both parts like take very like. I mean, I'm learning how to build my car, so like. I still don't know as much as I should know, but like I'm learning, and I already know it's like very particular. Like you have to know, like you have to know everything about your car, like where the parts are, how to fix it, when a problem comes up, know where to look to fix the problem. Like there's just so much that goes into it. So tell me about a really cool racing story you had.
Well, this year it's like there was a race down in Maple Grove. The No Box 660. My dad wanted to go to the media, and it's like, I want to go there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I went there on my own. It was very fun. It was kind of like weather dependent. Like the first day it was really nice, had a good time, went a bunch of rounds. And then the next day, they were all up in the media. I was at Maple Grove alone with a couple friends. And first round, we went, and me and my one friend, Brad, me and him both won both our entries, so we were kind of just like waiting around, and it's like started to rain, and then it really started to rain. So it's like we were kind of free to do whatever because we knew it was going to be at least an hour to 2 hours before we're back on the track. So we go get food, and it's like we went to Sheetz. That's kind of our go-to place. Sheetz. Yeah, Sheetz.
Sheetz is the Wawa of Pennsylvania, right? Yeah.
Well. That's kind of an insult because Sheetz is so much better, but.
Oh God, we're gonna have to be on this debate now.
But yeah, we went to Sheetz, and it's like we were having fun. We forgot some people's foods.
Nice. Did you eat it?
No, like we just forgot to order it.
I think you ate it. You probably ate it.
No. But then we went back to the track. We sat in the rain for a little bit, and we were just kind of fooling around, and then finally got going racing, and it's very big money racing is very fast paced. Yeah. And it was another day where it's like we went a bunch of rounds.
Right.
It's like we were happy.
See, that's what I like about racing too. It's so like laid back. Cause I remember the the 10K race at
Yeah.
Island, my friends and family came to watch me, and I was just so like carefree and like laid back, and I was like having fun with like my friends at the track, and then I was having fun with my family, and then I was having fun with my like hometown friends that came to watch me. So it's always like just like it's like a fun environment, and then at night it gets wild.
Yeah.
The cornhole tournaments.
Oh yeah.
I still got it. Did I beat you in cornhole? Did we ever get to have that cornhole competition?
I don't know. We still always play, so it's like we.
I gotta
This
beat
year.
you this time. Yeah, I don't know who my partner. I think Matt was my partner. Yeah, he was not good. He wasn't good.
Oh no, he still isn't. He
wasn't good. I was carrying the team.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So my last question for you is, do you think you found your left foot?
I'm young, so I still have time, but it's like I really, I think I have just with the racing and stuff. So I think that really, I think I found it because I'll have like cars like this, and it's like I'll really enjoy
question
it.
for me to ask. Like, I want to trade lives. Want to go to Monmouth University and study?
Nah, I don't.
No.
No.
Well, I tried. Well, don't mess up my body, please.
I'll try
Appreciate
not
that.
to.
All right, well, stay tuned because apparently Kevin is going to be painting my body on my dragster. So pray for me and hope he doesn't mess it up. Dennis will make sure he doesn't mess it up.
I'm not doing it.
You're not going to watch him?
He can do it. He's a professional.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be
I don't
pink.
believe
He'll
it.
be the
No!
very smart painters.
Gosh, all right. Well, pray for me. But stay tuned for more interviews to come. I have a lot lined up and more interesting people to interview, and I'm really excited to share their story with the
Kevin,
world.
she said you're not interested.
Yeah, that's what I
No.
heard too.
Not
I'm
at all.
boring.
This
Sorry.
was horrible interview. Terrible.
Terrible.
And just stay tuned for more interviews to come. Check out littlemiss.leadfoot.com to check out Dennis's interview, Kevin's dad. I think that was a way better interview in my opinion. But that's about it. So yeah, thanks. And I still don't know how to close these things out. See you in the lanes. I'll see you in the lanes, Kevin. AKA BevDog.